This is Agent C64 with my review for mission 22007JB, aka Quantum of Solace. I'll begin by saying James Bond flat out kicks ass, and without a doubt, he's the most famous action hero to appear in cinema, with 22 films made about him. That's why this mission was assigned to me by the higher-ups. Oops, I've said too much. Well, I'll just have to brainwash you to forget that.
Old ways, you play forgiveness, watch it now, here he comes. He doesn't look a thing like Jesus, but he talks like a gentleman, like you imagine when you were young.
There. No one can be incisive after seeing that. But anyway, back to the review. So I noticed that a lot of critics have been criticizing this movie for not staying true to its roots. They aren't exaggerating. There are no one-liners, gadgets, or even big romance here. This movie mainly focuses on Bond getting over his betrayal and loss from the last movie. A funny thing, though, is that there's actually a reference to Goldfinger in this movie. Now, I would normally complain about this, but James Bond has been around for so long, he can't stay the same each time. Sean Connery was perfect for the 60s, Roger Moore, he was perfect for the 70s, Pierce Brosnan was perfect for the 90s, and Daniel Craig's James Bond is all about a gritty, realistic tone that the people today are into. All the critics that are saying that this isn't what James Bond is supposed to be like, here's what I say to that: you just can't get your heads out of the past. It's like Bob Dylan wrote, the times they are a-changin'. Now let's talk about the movie. I personally felt that this movie did an awesome job in its interesting story and its action. This is probably the best non-superhero action I've seen all year. And with the exception of the rope scene and the plane chase, none of it was CG, which really makes you feel like the characters are in serious danger. But the thing that matters most of all is James Bond himself. A lot of critics complain that James Bond's character was a paper thin and made of stone. Nothing could be farther from the truth. This movie was all about character. It was about a man who has to go around killing people, living a very kind of weird life as sort of a job. And although he kills people a lot, you can really see that he's learned he has to keep his feelings inside of him and do his job. And on top of that, he has to get over the events of what happened recently in the last movie. It's a story about real secret agents, not campy ones. So overall, I rank Quantum of Solace with a B+ grade.